Good morning, everyone. Today, MSBI demo day 2. Okay, fine then. Sir, as part of yesterday, we discussed about first what is BI. We answered for business intelligence, right? And what is the outcome of the business intelligence? BI, right? And why BI? Why MSBI, not why BI? Sir, we answered all these three questions in a elaborative mode. Now, in today's session, I would like to start SSIS. What do you mean by that? Okay, sir, Microsoft Business Intelligence. Simply, we call it as MSBI. What are MSBI tools, Amma? SSIS, SQL Server, Integration Services. What is the purpose of this tool, Amma? The purpose of this tool is to handle or to perform data integration activities and ETL. Okay, right. SSRS, SQL Server reporting services. This is for data visualization. Right? Visualize the data, report the generation of the reports. Yes. So I would request you to provide your email ID and then contact number, friends. Right. And then SSCIS, SQL Server analysis services. This is for data analysis with the help of multi-dimensional model and tabular model. Multi-dimensional model uses MDX, tabular model uses DAX. Okay, with the help of two things that we haven't covered yesterday. Even if I cover all these things in a first day itself, so no one will be available in the second day. So yeah, this is how it works. Right, Amma. Okay, guys. So now among all these three, so these three are tools, BI tools from Microsoft Corporation. So now Microsoft Business Intelligence tools are inbuilt components of your SQL Server. That is what we have discussed in our last session. So what do you mean by first two? S stands for means SQL Server. SQL Server integration services, reporting services, and analysis services. Okay, guys. Okay. Now that is what we discussed in our last session. Okay. Now let us focus on SQL Server integration services. Integration services. Right. As part of this, I'm going ahead and cover SSIS architecture. As part of this, I would like to cover core components of SSIS architecture. Okay, what are the core components? First one is SSIS runtime engine, and the second one is data flow pipeline engine. These two are the core engines, right? That we can logically logically find them from SSIS architecture. All right, guys. Now see, first one, SSIS runtime engine. Sir, before we dig into the next level of these particular components, I have something to discuss. I need to give the prerequisites. I need to give the background of it. Okay, fine. First one, versions of MSBI. or SQL Server. If you are talking about versions of SQL Server, which in turn covers with the MSBI. Yeah, because this is part of your SQL Server. Okay. I'll tell you the reason why are we discussing about versions. There is a reason, Amma. Yes. Sir, we have SQL Server 2000 version, right? Where we use it to call it as DTS packages. And here the file extension was DTS. DTS full form is Data Transformation Services. Okay. And next one, SQL Server 2005. This was the first MSBI full stack. MSBI total stack, SSIS, RS, and AS. But in first version of SQL Server 2000, where we use it to perform very basic ETL operations. And it used to support only basic ETL operations. Now, actual MSBI has started from SQL Server 2005 onwards. That's where exactly my journey has started. But that was in the year of 2006. Okay. So now in 2006, we had total MSBI, and currently we are focusing on SSIS. Okay. Now the extension is .dtsx. Afterwards, they keep on adding the things basically. 2008 R2 release 2 version. And 14, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19. Yeah. 12, 14, 16, 17, 19. Yeah. So these are all the different versions of SQL servers are available in the market. But why are we discussing this one? What is the first version of MSBI SQL Server 2005? Andy? But if you observe here, this is your file name. In 2000 version, we had DTS packages, and the file extension was .dts. But starting from 2005, we have 2000 SSIS, RS, and AS. But since we are predominantly focusing on SSIS, I have clearly mentioned the file extension .dtsx. DTSX full form is Data Transformation Services, extension of the previous version. What do you mean by that? Okay. Sir, .xls, .xlsx. What is the difference between these two? Sir, Excel 97 to 2003 version. And this is Excel 2007 onwards. Yeah. .doc, docx. Right. So this is a document 97, like 97 to 2003 and 2007 onwards. So old version and extension of the old version. That is how Microsoft works. ASP, ASPX in C#. Okay. Sir, I would request you to provide your email ID and contact number in the same format, Amma, right? To share the recording sessions, right? We're not going to bother you for sure. Right. Next one. Right. Sir, where do we write the SQL stored procedures? Where do we write the SQL stored procedures? SQL Server Management Studio. Where do we write C# coding and Visual Studio? Right. Now, where do we write C code? Turbo C or Borland C? Right. In the same way, where can we write? Where can we implement MSBI activities? That is SSDT, SQL Server Data Tools, SQL Server data tools. Okay. And next one is, so friends, what are these things? SSMS, Visual Studio, Turbo C, Borland C, SQL Server data tools. What we call them as? What we call them as? What we call them as? IDs, integrated development environments. So where exactly the developer can develop the automations. Here I can develop SQL queries. Here I can develop C# coding, and here I can develop C coding, and here I can develop MSBI activities. Right? So what is this one? SSDT, SQL Server Data Tools. Friends, we started it somewhere and we are discussing meaningless. No, it is meaningful information. I want to explain these components by opening the SQL Server Integration Services SSIS tool. That's what I'm trying to do now. Friends, this is your Visual Studio 2017 SSDT. SSDT full form is SQL Server Data Tools, where it supports SSIS, SSRS, SSAS. Now select it. I want to explain both the things simultaneously, Amma. The components and the environments. Is my voice clear? Can someone confirm it? Is my voice clear? Can someone confirm it?
There is
No, sir.
difference.
Now it's fine, Amma. Is it fine now? Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, Amma. Thank you. So this is how the environment looks like, Andy. Right? Now here I'm trying to create a new project. See the flow, Amma. New project, file, new project. Okay. So let's go with this option. File, new project. Yeah. I want to show you the things. Yesterday we completely discussed the theory part. Right. Sir, this is a Visual Studio SSDT, right? Sir, under business intelligence, this is integration services. Now you select the project. Friends, what you are trying to create now? You are trying to create a new project. What type of project? Integration services project. This is on-premise ETL tool. If you want to go with the Azure Data Factory, this is the one, Azure ADF. Since it is out of scope, I'm not touching that. Now see, this project may be used for building high performance data integration. Yes, we have deal that. And workflow solutions that can be run on SSIS catalog, which is including extraction, transformation, and loading ETL operations for our data warehousing system. We discussed both data integration and the data ETL operations as well. So I'm trying to create a new project, which is integration services project. Integration services project. So SSIS morning 8 a.m. What is the date today? August 5th. Where this project is going to get created? In the specific location. Yeah, create. Click OK now. The project will get created automatically. And then we can switch out to our notepad. Right. Sir, see here now. See here now. Friends, SSIS architecture is having two major components, two core components. Number one, SSIS runtime engine, and number two, data flow pipeline engine. SSIS runtime engine is a very, very important engine again. In what sense? What it does? What are all the roles and responsibilities of SSIS runtime engine? These are all the things which I am going to cover in today's session. Friends, this is how the environment looks like. Okay, friends, what is the file extension, Andy? What is the file extension? DTSX. DTSX. That is what I covered over here. Starting from 2005 to till date, we have different versions of SQL Server and different versions of MSBI. But now the file extension is the same, DTSX, Data Transformation Services, extension of the old versions. You got it now? You got the reason why did we discuss this whole concept? We have two things to discuss all these things. I want to cover the versions of SQL Server and MSBI and file extension as well. Hope you are clear on that point. Right, right. Sir, your package. Okay, friends, I want to go for a tour, tour ending. I want to start from Hyderabad to Chennai, Chennai to Kodaikanal, Kodaikanal to Ooty, Ooty to Coorg, Coorg to Bangalore, Bangalore to Mysore, Mysore to Bangalore, Bangalore to Hyderabad. It's like a circular journey. Yes, it's like a circular journey. Since you are going ahead with a circular journey, you take a package. Your package includes multiple locations. Each location has its own significance. In the same way, your package is having different tabs. Each tab has its own functionality. Package is having 5 tabs and control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, package explorers, all these 5 tabs. Each tab has its own functionality. Each tab has its own functionality. Right. Currently, where are we now? Okay. I'll close this and I will try to open it up. Okay. I'll try to open it up. Right. Where are we now? And which tab? Don't say we are in class, please. Okay. Now, where are we now? In which tab? Control flow. These control flow activities takes care by handles all the activities of control flow and event handlers of a package. It handles all the activities of control flow and event handlers of a package. What it does, which component handles? SSIS runtime engine. So SSIS runtime engine handles all the activities of your control flow and event handlers of a package. Am I clear now? Guys, please, can you please respond on this? Are you clear on the point? What do you mean by activities? I'll come back to that. Right. Are you clear on the point, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Please make it more interactive, Amma. I should say something and you should listen it. Those days were gone. People should ask so many questions and get it clarified. I'm happy to explain it. I have that much of patience. Right. So what do you mean by activities? What activities can be performed over here? And we have 2 types of activities, Sunday. Number 1, tasks and containers. What do you mean by task? What do you mean by task? Task is an executable component. Oh, what do you mean by that? Let me elaborate it. Let's go to control flow. See, hey, toolbox. This is our SSIS toolbox. Currently, you can't see that. I want to see the toolbox. How do we see the toolbox? This is how it looks like. This is our design canvas. Right click over here, SSIS toolbox. Anywhere is fine. Anywhere is fine. Now see, you see the exercise toolbox. Friends, you see so many tasks a day. Task means, see, in a 24 hours of a time, having tea is a task, right? And then watching TV is a task, sleeping is a task, and having lunch, having dinner, having breakfast, having snacks, and sending a mail. All these are all the different activities that we perform in a 24 hours of a time. In the same way, in a package, you can define n number of tasks. Task means a simple activity only. For example, I want to send a mail. Send mail task. Just drag and drop it. Come on, please. Yeah. Send mail task. For example, by using SSIS package, I want to send a mail to my business users saying that, hello team, last night as part of the package execution, so and so package got failed. Support team is looking into that and will keep you posted the status periodically. I want to convey this message to my business users. How? How do we do that? By using SSIS, we can take the help of send mail task. I want to execute a SQL stored procedure. Execute SQL task. Right. I want to go for CDC operations, change data capture. I want to create a file system task. I want to copy a file, move a file, create a directory. I want to execute a batch file. I want to execute a web service. These are all the different tasks we have. But I want to navigate from control flow to data flow. It is scolding us, hey, mama, you are trying to enter into the theater without having ticket. No data flow task has been added to the package. Click here to add a new data flow task. If you want to navigate from control flow to data flow, you need to take the help of data flow task. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Now see, double click on this. Where are we now? Where are we now? Data flow. So every task has its own functionality. I want to execute only this task only. So task is an executable component in SSIS. You can execute the task in a package. Let's see, only that particular task has been executed. Okay, guys. So task is an activity in SSIS package. So now let me write it. Task is an activity which can be executed as part of package or individual. Okay. Next one. Sir, are you clear on the tasks and some activity, Amma? Some kind of activity. Are you clear on activity, Sandy? Emma, do you have any questions? Emma, do you have any questions? Guys, do you have any questions? Okay, fine then. Right. Sir, along with the tasks, we have containers as well. Sir, hope you remember for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I is equal to I plus 1. Hey, what is that? What is that? For loop. ఏమండి ఈరోజు ఏమన్నా మాట్లాడరా వరలక్ష్మి వ్రతం సందర్భంగా మౌనవ్రతం ఏమన్నా చేస్తున్నారా? ప్లీజ్ ఇంటరాక్టివ్, బీ ఇంటరాక్టివ్ అండి ప్లీజ్. ఓకే ఫైన్. So this is also for loop container. See, it contains other tasks on it. See, this task will be repeated for multiple number of times. And after that, this task will be, container will be connected to this one. Yes. So container, the purpose of the container is to divide the package into multiple segments. See that now? Sir, I am from 401 flat. Now do you think my whole 401 flat is one room, or else it's been partitioned into multiple rooms? Multiple rooms. Because each room has its own significance. It's easy to maintain and security as well. In the same way, your package can be divided into multiple rooms called containers. This is one container. This is another container. It has its own functionality. This is another container. It has its own functionality. Emma, clear? Clear? Container is the container is used to divide the package control flow functionality into multiple discrete segments. Small pieces గా డివైడ్ చేస్తుంది. Are you guys clear on it? A container can contain multiple tasks. You can place multiple tasks in a container. I have a simple question. Can we have a for loop within a for loop? Can we have for loop within a for loop? Can we have within for loop within a for loop? Okay, see, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, phone Amma. Thanks, Amma. Yes. You can place a container within a container. A container can contain other tasks and containers on it. A note point and a container can contain, right, multiple number of tasks or containers. Okay, fine there. Fine. Sir, I want to remove everything in the control flow only. My control flow is empty, completely empty. So now I want to go to data flow. As I said, it is scrolling us. You go ahead and go and get your ticket. In the same way, if you want to navigate from control flow to data flow, make sure you have data flow task. Make sure you have data flow task. Data flow task. So add the data flow task. Now go to here. Hey, there is a change in the toolbox as well. Earlier, when we were in control flow, the toolbox content was tasks and containers. But when we navigate from control flow to data flow, the total toolbox has been changed. I have a simple question, Amma. Now see. Sir, this is Krishna River and this is my home. Do you think Krishna River water is ready to drink or else it's a raw water? I need an answer, Amma, please.
Raw water.
Raw water.
Raw water. It's not ready to drink. Do you think a Krishna River water directly comes to my home? No, no, no. So we take the Krishna River water, Krishna raw river water to reservoir. Okay. Now, how Krishna river water comes to reservoir? Through Wi-Fi? No. Pipeline. Assume that this is my pipeline. Okay. So what is flowing here? This is a pipeline. What flows over here? Water. So you are taking the raw water from Krishna River to reservoir and you do some chlorine operations to avoid unwanted bacteria, and then filtered water must be circulated to all the homes available in the city. Sir, in the same way, I have source. Source system always contains the raw data, right? And then using data flow pipeline, we use the transformations to convert from raw data to fully formatted data, to convert from unstructured to structured data, and right, finally, you load the data into the destination system. So this is the extract, and this is the transform, and this is loading. Okay, guys. So, but what is this one? Data. What flows over here? This is a pipeline. What flows over here? Data. So we call them as data flow pipelines. So data flow pipeline engine describes, hey, from where you are trying to extracting the data, SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata, MySQL, DB2, Excel, raw file, XML, flat file, from where you want to extract the data. What is the source here? Okay, fine. I'm trying to extracting the data from Oracle. Okay, but how the extracted data is getting transformed? Sources. Use one or more sources to extract the data from files or a database. Transformations. Use data flow transformations to modify and aggregate the data. And destinations. Use one or more destinations to load the data into data stores such as files and databases. So, what is the content of the data flow? Data flow it contains data flow sources, data flow transformations, and data flow destinations. You see extraction. From the sources, we extract the business data, and here we transform the business data and we load the business data, loading. So where do we perform the actual ETL operations? Where do we perform the actual ETL operations in which tab? Data flow tab. Hope this makes sense now. Emma, are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Any confusions, Amma?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. So now, if you want to navigate from control flow to data flow, you need to take the help of data flow task. Okay, right. I would like to open the environment. Okay, before that, let me focus on the connection manager. Right. Connection manager. Connection manager. Connection manager. Right. Friends, I am in Hyderabad and my parents are from Yelloor, West Godavari. Now, I call them on daily basis. Yeah, I call them on daily basis. For example, I just dialed them and a conversation is going on. But who provided the connectivity between myself staying in Hyderabad, Kondapur, and my parents staying in Yelloor? Network providers. But is there any wire between Hyderabad and Yelloor? For example, I'm in US and now I'm calling from US to my parents. Is there any wire between US and Yelloor? No, we don't have. But how the connection has been established? It's a logical. Connection manager is a logical connectivity between any two applications. or databases or file systems. You can't touch it. And for example, on daily basis, I'm from ODC 5, Hyderabad, Gachibowli, or else Raidurgam. Every day, I connect to my Virginia data center and then pull the data for my reporting purpose. Do you think there is a wire between Hyderabad and Virginia, US? No, we don't have a wire. So it's a logical or a logical or it's a physical? Logical. So connection manager is a logical connectivity. Logical connect, which you can't touch it physically. Connectivity between any application and database or file system. Okay, makes sense. See, I'm using SSIS application and I can connect to any database or else I can connect to Excel file as well. Anything, it can be anything. It can be anything. Emma, clear?
Yes, sir.
What is the connection manager for? Yandi, are you able to understand or else any confusion, Amma? Friends, are you able to understand?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, sir, we are able to, but it's hard to digest in a single class, all these concepts.
No, Amma, it's completely theory, Amma. From tomorrow onwards, I'm going to explain every point practically. You see, if I right click here and I go ahead with that, you can't understand what I am doing here. That's the reason I'm giving you the background basically. See, I have created it. What is that? How did I created it? What is the navigation? You should know all these things. And that's what my intention. I'm covering every minute point as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Even if I go for other tool, I feel the same. Right. Initially, that is how it looks like. Amma. Connection manager for SQL Server. What things must be provided to get connected to SQL Server from SSIS? For example, okay, simple. Okay, let me remove this. Let me create a new connection. Right click here to add a new connection manager to the SSIS package. Okay, right click. You see different connections. This is file connection. Rest of the things are database connections. That is what I added. It's a logical connectivity between any application and database or else a file system. Now clear, at least? Now clear?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Right click here, new OLEDB connection. I would like to create a new connection and I don't want to reuse any of these things. Now see, provider. That's what I was trying to say. Network providers. This provider helps us in establishing a connectivity between my server, welcome server. My server name is welcome server, and the databases. This database. See, hey, connection has been established between my server sits in the Virginia and SSIS application. Now clear, Amma. At least, ipudanna cheppandi amma, say something, Amma.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? I'm explaining with the practicals, right? Because, yeah. Now see here. Okay, let's click OK. Let's click OK. Let's click OK. Now see, data source is equal to server name, initial catalog is equal to database name, provider is equal to SQL, NCLI, SQL Server, native client 11.1. Yes, I'll write the things over here. Data source is equal to server name, initial catalog is equal to database name, and then provider is equal to SQL NCLI 11.0. What is that? This is SQL Server native client 11.0, which is a default provider. Simple, Amma. Who provided the connection between you and me? I'm talking here and you are able to listen from your home. Who provided the connectivity between you and me? Zoom. Zoom is a provider which is a default provider for SQL Server. So this is the SQL Server native client is the default provider to get connected to SQL Server. Hope you are clear on these points, Amma.
Yes, sir.
Hope you are clear on these points.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. For example, my client maintains his business data in a file system, Excel file, flat file, some file, right? So in that case, how do we get connected to the file system? Shared location or else path of the file where the file is located. Emma, simple amma. You are done with the resume preparation, Andy. Naukri is asking you to provide the resume. How do you provide the resume? Click upload. Navigate to the location where exactly the file is located, either desktop or a C drive or D drive or somewhere. Locate the file, select it, and then click OK. In the same way, shared location or else path of the file where exactly the file is located. Emma. Okay, I'll show you that one as well. Okay, fine. Then let us go to file system, flat file system. It opens a wizard where you can see 4 different options at left hand side. Browse for the file. Yes. Browse for the file. Source. You select any file is fine. This is the connection string for the flat file. You are trying to create the connection manager and this is the location. Emma, clear now? Okay, right. Now let us open the environment and SSIS architecture. This is the total material which I'm going to share with you guys. So this is what you are seeing is SSIS architecture, right? This yellow portion is nothing but completely talks about integration runtime engine control flow. SSIS runtime engine. Sorry, SSIS runtime engine, where you can see different types of tasks and container. Container again is having tasks. All these things will be take care by, handles by SSIS runtime engine. That is what exactly I mentioned here. Handles all the activities of your control flow and event handlers of your package. What it does? SSIS runtime engine. That's what it is, right? And friends, sir, you have so many tasks available in the control flow. And why did they mention about a data flow task? Only data flow task? That is only the task which helps you in navigating from control flow to data flow. See, whenever the data flow task occurs, immediately control jumps to data flow tab where you can see sources, transformations, and destinations. From source, you can extract the data. Extracted data will get transformed. Transformed data will load into the destination system. We perform ETL. Where exactly we perform that? Data flow. That is handles by second engine called data flow pipeline engine. Along with that, along with that, we have a connection manager. Yeah, we discussed that. We discussed that. And along with that, we have event handler. Yes, event handler is also pointing to SSIS runtime engine only, right? And enumerators. Okay, fine. For each loop container, enumerators. This is a concept based collection. అంటే even containers. Okay, now data sources. Yeah, data sources is nothing but connection managers again. and log providers. Log providers. Sir, last night package failed. As part of last night execution, my package got failed. Oh my God. Okay, let us find out the root cause. In order to find out the root cause, you need some information, right? You need some information to fix it. For example, you need to know, in order to apply the fix, you should know where exactly it failed and when exactly it failed, how exactly it failed, who ran the package, and what is the reason for the failure, and which server if package got failed, because my package runs on multiple servers and multiple timings as well. So in that case, you should know the server name, you should know the time, you should know the package name. In that package, you should know the what task is causing the issue and why. These things must be captured into logging, where you have 5 different options. SSIS log provider for a text file, SSIS log provider for SQL Server, Windows Event Log, SQL Server Profiler, and XML. These 5. This is what it is talking about. And custom tasks, tasks and custom. This is container, this is tasks. Sir, we have so many tasks and these are all the tasks, but this is our custom task. Basically, this is an empty task and where you don't have anything. It has nothing basically. You can define your own custom coding using C# or else VB. Again, a new question will rise in your mind. Oh, should I learn VB or else C#? Not required. Not required. Because we use the script task very, very, very rare case. Okay, unfortunately, you got a chance to look at that. Like you got a chance to implement the C# coding. You can take the help of others, guys, or else you can put your query and then get the code from the Google and then we can customize that. That is exactly similar. Emma, okay, script task. It's a customizable task. And yeah, that's it. That is the total SSIS architecture looks like, guys. Any questions, Amma? Any questions, Amma? Hope all of you guys has provided your details. If not, please provide me your details. So it's just to share the recording sessions, Andy, right? Provide my email ID and then contact number. Right. Yes, Amma. Any questions, guys? Right. Okay. And from tomorrow onwards, tomorrow means, yeah, Monday onwards, we're going to start the scenario Sunday on SSIS. I'll explain only scenario Sunday. That is only the reason I could able to sustain in the market for the past 12 years Sunday on MSBI. Yes, this is my 12th year in teaching field. Yes. I was with Kelly for 8 years Sunday. And this is my 2nd year in VinayTech. Okay. Yes. I will be giving my best. So I have been giving my best and I'll follow the same thing. I'll follow the same thing in future as well. Okay. From Monday onwards, I'm going to take, I'm going to have advanced, basic to advanced SSIS scenario Sunday. Okay, ma? So Monday class would be very, very important. Don't take leave Sunday.
Sir, Monday same link or different link?
Same time, Monday. Same time, Monday.
Link. Zoom link.
Link will change, Amma. We'll let you know. We'll let you know, my dear friend. Link will change. Yeah. Link will change. Because, yeah, 1 second, Amma. Let me